20%. No droids, no bounty hunters, no Raylos, no Ray Nobodies, no anybody like that. No Adam Driver fans, Alden Ehrenreich fans. You know, he could have played Wicket, and that would have been a more fitting role for him. I'm taller than he is. And that's the big part of Harrison Ford as Han Solo, is that he's tall. When you look at the gunfighters of the Old West, whom he was based on, tall, handsome, rugged, sexy. There's nothing about Alden Ehrenreich that says that, okay? Short, balding, with a big head. All right? Anyway, well, I'll get into the topic. So, first off, I'm going to tell you this. I don't know what it means. It's probably a nothing burger, but with Lucasfilm these days, God knows. They trademarked 3 phrases, titles, of something. The Great Circle, the Galactic Circle, and Circle of the Resistance. The last one makes me cringe. Now, I don't know what it means. I sent it to Cameron and he's not worried about it. I sent word of this to WDW Pro, so maybe he can investigate. I'm not sending it to Doomcock because he'll freak out. And, we need blood pressure to stay normal. But I don't know what it means. I mean, the first 2 seem like one is the prequels. Second one's obviously the OT. But the third one, no one likes this. Look, I just got done arguing with a bunch of beta males on Instagram about how bad, awful Ehrenreich was as Han Solo. They can't get past themselves. They want to like this. And it's like me talking about how great TFA was and knowing deep down that it was a terrible movie, but lying to myself because Harrison Ford was in it. That's what this is. They're rationalizing, all right? Just fucking quit it. But I wanted you guys to know about those trademarks because there's nothing going to happen with it. But again, I don't know why you trademark Circle of the Resistance. No one wants it. Okay, maybe it's because they realized, Winnie the Pooh now is no longer owned by Disney. It's a public domain. They may lose Mickey Mouse. Okay. Probably will. While it's been dead since the late 60s, and what's left of the family is Abigail Disney, and she's a hag. Okay. So, wanted to add that to some of the thoughts I have going on here. If you are in the chat, please, if you want to ask a question on the topic, let me know. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Oh, goody, I've got another one crying now. Alden, why do you not like him so much? You're making me feel bad and I'm triggered. But he sucks. And he sucks. Stop it. Anyway, it's really funny how mad they get. But I want to talk about the problem with Disney not really taking the bull by the horns and doing something they should do. All right. We've got Kathleen Kennedy off in London, probably. I'm going to say she's probably working on The Acolyte. That's all she's got. Throwing good money after bad. And it's not her money, it's Disney's money. Lucasfilm doesn't have its own money. All right. Lucasfilm exists to earn Disney money. So all the money that's been spent on this dumpster fire is Disney's money. Okay, remember that. We've got nobody in Burbank looking at the damage caused to Kenobi. What was the damage caused to Kenobi? Well, her name as a producer. There's one. Regardless if she had anything to do with it or not, and it was good enough show for me to say that she didn't. It was basically, when I think about it, a fuck you to Rian Johnson. That movie was a fuck. The show is a fuck you to Rian Johnson. All right. And watching this going on, here's the thing. Her name drove people away. Hidalgo's name drove people away. And I think that was the biggest problem. I really, really do. See, it's all about optics. We live in a world where people don't think anymore. It's all this quick visual stuff that either leaves you satisfied or pissed off. All right, and that's the bottom line. Nobody thinks anymore. I mean, look at the tirades going on in some YouTube channels over the Hulu rules. All right, here's the deal. Democrats, all right, they get to put political ads on Disney Plus. Or not on Disney Plus, on Hulu. So do Republicans. All right. Okay. The Republicans are out fundraising them right now. Okay. And they're hysterical. Look, if they were so sure they were going to keep the House and Senate, they wouldn't be behaving this way. And it was the Senate Democrats freaking out the most. All right. So I always look at what people do. Emergency meetings, hysterical behavior, they're worried. And when a leftist gets worried, they turn into bat shit crazy and hysterics and, all the rest of that shit. So, really, I don't know if it was exactly judo, but it was like, okay, political ads make a lot of money. They do. We don't like them. And I would suggest, if you don't want them, to get the ad-free tier. Okay. I'm keeping my Disney ad-free. I don't like them. I've got the ad tier for Paramount Plus, and I hate it. I fucking hate it. Okay. It's like, it stops you when you're in mid-thought, and it makes some shows hard to watch. Okay. And by the way, it's just network TV without the nightly news on it, and local news and local ads. That's what it is. So that's about the Hulu thing. Okay, now let's go back to Kennedy. There comes a time where a guy like Bob Chapek, who's got all the power he wants now to do whatever he wants, to realize that he's going to have to pay attention just to Lucasfilm. Right now, everyone's been telling me, oh, Lucasfilm is just like the shoe department. It should be the one hitting all the numbers, going beyond the numbers, and it's not. Okay? High Republic is a disaster. We know the Acolyte's going to be a disaster. Andor, even if it's good, because of Kennedy, won't get the views. All right. There comes a time when the boss has to make an executive decision, and that is to say, she's not in Burbank, she's not here, and she's basically ignoring what happened with Kenobi. All right. I'm pretty sure she is. I mean, what is past prologue? With Solo, she waited until it was 80% done before she freaked out. You know, my problems with that movie are John Kasdan and Larry Kasdan, Lord and Miller, awful Aaron Yuck, Amelia Clark, on and on and on and on. It was a movie that a lot of fans say they didn't want. I did want one. I didn't want that one. That's its problem. And none of those problems had anything to do with The Last Jedi. Sure, there was backlash against it. But when you think about how this thing came about, it's like, was anybody going, maybe we shouldn't be doing this? Maybe we should look at other actors again? You know, when you've got an actor who gets his job from nepotism, when you've got a writer who gets his job from nepotism, who doesn't give a fuck, who didn't want to be there in the first place, he said so, you've got a problem. If you're not there out of love and passion for what you're creating, get the fuck out. And then he proceeds to ruin Lando Calrissian in one fucking statement to some weirdo French press goon at Cannes. You see where I'm going here, right? Empty theaters. Empty. A movie that was, we've been told, 80% reshot. We've been told that. But I don't believe it. I think it was more. I think they reshot most of it. In fact, more than 80%. By far more than 80%. Okay? I remember reading about it going, ew, this isn't, you know. And I tried to like it. I tried to like the casting. But when I looked at Aaron Reich, it's like, oh my God. He looks like Willow. He looks like Willow. No. I laughed my ass off in the first trailer. You know, we were watching the Super Bowl. I sat down and I took my computer into the office that we had, or the sitting room parlor, and I sat down to watch it with a glass of wine, and I laughed my ass off. Nothing about that trailer made me want to get in my car and drive to the nearest theater and get a ticket. It made me want to vomit, okay? Donald Glover sucked. Amelia Clark is a mouse. Woody Harrelson had no character to work with, all right? You could just see it. And it just looked terrible. I mean, it looked, you know, and I'm thinking, Kathy, what the fuck are you doing? She didn't care. Now she's in London. Maybe she's working on The Acolyte. Maybe she finally does care. Maybe she does want something of Star Wars to be hers now. But I gotta say, I don't think that show's ever gonna get off the ground. I still got a feeling that they're gonna pull the plug. What Chapek has to do is make an executive decision. Go to the board and say, there's an absence of leadership at Lucasfilm. I woke up this morning and realized Obi-Wan Kenobi is bisexual, apparently. This makes us look really good when we're called Disney groomers. Okay. Kathy Kennedy's nowhere to be seen here in Burbank. Says she's working on The Acolyte. We've got a showrunner who should be testifying in court about her old boss in a rape case, okay? This makes us look stupid. I want the board to give me, well, he probably already has it, but I want the board to give me the right to fire her. To call her up and say, Kathy, I want your resignation. I want a hard date. Okay, we can't live like this anymore. Look, I woke up and had that in my face. All right, I've got a huge company to run, and this shit is still happening. You've gotten in Favreau's way, and if it wasn't you, it was your loyal minions on your behalf. This is untenable. All right, you haven't been successful. Hey, can you guys hit the likes too, please? Thank you. You haven't been pulling your weight. You haven't done the things that you were supposed to do. And now you're off in London, apparently working on a show we're probably not going to allow to reach principal photography. Okay? I want your resignation. I want a hard date for you to go. I know, no disrespect, but this company has to start pulling its weight, and there is a lot of stuff going down that we can't take care of until you're gone. That's what I would tell her. We need a hard date. This is bullshit. It is. I mean, look at the fandom. Half of them or more thinks she actually is running Lucasfilm. She's not. She never has. I mean, look, she's been an absentee mother. All right, an absentee den mother the entire time. That's why Pablo Hidalgo felt like he could get away with attacking the fans. Why Star Wars social media accounts get away with calling people racists. All right, you know, do you think Bob Chapek, he knows about it now? Do you think he knew about it then? No. And this goes into the big vat, a steaming pile of shit that Bob Iger left him. Kennedy is a cancer. She's a tumor. Kevin Feige looks like he doesn't give a shit anymore. And when I was looking at the stuff from Marvel and what people have been saying, no one cares. It's like he's finally like, fuck it, I don't give a damn. All right? And God, I mean, Pixar, they're advertising Buzz Lightyear is going to be on Pixar. Will anybody fucking watch it? No. Or on Disney Plus. Will anybody watch it? No. Why? They sure as hell did not go to the theater to watch it. They're not going to watch it on streaming, okay? Which is why the theater owners started taking it off of theater or off of screens so they could put Minions out and other movies, okay? I am like, okay, fine. When is this going to end? All right, now we've got these titles or phrases or whatever they are being trademarked. The Great Circle, the Galactic Circle, and the troubling one, Circle of the Resistance. Why is that troubling? Fucking sequels. Fucking sequels. That were all hers, and each movie didn't come near to making its the money it was projected to. 2.06 for TFA, 1.3 for TLJ, barely $1 billion for Tross. Probably why she kept her job. If that movie had not crossed $1 billion, she'd be gone now. All right, but apparently her contract says that if she every movie that she puts out makes $1 billion. Okay, there hasn't been a movie in 2019 since 2019, and it's 2022. 2022 is half over. I want you guys to sit around and think about that one. And it doesn't look like anything is happening in that respective area now. Okay, nothing. There aren't, I think W. Pro said he didn't expect to see a Star Wars movie until 2027. Okay. I want y'all to think about that one. All right. And the reason why is simply, that's a long time between movies. okay? And, you know, I'm concerned about it, but I'm not to the point where I'm like, and yet Kennedy won't go away. And even if she doesn't know her minions are doing this, they're bothering the shit out of Jon Favreau. All right. I do believe that. So what do we do? What happens? Bob Chapek, for the good of Disney itself, has to do to Kathy a shade of Peter Rice. If she's in London, working on the Acolyte, fine. Get her on a Zoom call. All right. Because that's the only way this change is going to occur. And it has to happen. For not only the good of Lucasfilm, but for the good of the fandom, for the good of the franchise, for the good of Disney. Okay? Now, again, this is a division. All right? But I sense that something is going to have to be done soon. All right? I don't want to see Jon Favreau leave. No, I don't think that he will. But the fact of the matter is, we don't know what's going to happen. And if I had my choice, keep John or Kathy, I'd fire her. I would fire her. Wandering around Europe while Lucasfilm is rudderless and allowing, again, the flying monkeys to attack fans and put their nasty shit out there. Look, when I looked at that Obi-Wan thing and I read it, to me, I didn't get any homo shit out of it. But I could see why somebody who doesn't know how to write and doesn't know how to read well would. Okay. And the very fact is that the bad guys are running with this makes Disney look stupid. You want to look at the person who's the publishing person for Star Wars at Disney. She's a obese ginger named Jennifer Heddle. And ask her, what the fuck? No one cares about your woke shit. This is Star Wars. All right? I mean, batteries in your electric boyfriend go out, and now you're pissed at everybody. I mean, these are look. I'm just saying. Anyway, but there has to be a point where we can only take that fans and the company can only take so much, and it's very I think time is of the essence. I think they have to start moving at the speed of light. All right. And things have to start happening. Now we're in a recession. So layoffs, if it's a recession, we're not making any money, you're laid off. Okay. That is a pretty good way of removing the bad seed. Okay. But she's got to go first. As long as she's there, nothing will change. Okay. Because the other people in charge who want to get rid of these people can't do anything. All right. Because they'll run sobbing to Queen Kathy. I mean, look, Hidalgo did that when, all right, he was harassing Gina Carano. She got pissed. And the reason why he was harassing her is her sister got COVID. And Gina didn't physically rip him apart, though she could. Let him have it. And Pablo ran crying to Kathy. She was so mean to me. Cry bully. Cry bully. And that guy has to go. But he's not going to go until she's gone. Now, do I think his job has changed? Yes. Let me see if I can find him again. I'll tell you what his name is. That guy, search, no, go down here. Come on. No, I can't find it. Anyway, his name is he's a writer at the, and I can't look. I've got it on, got the guy's name on Instagram, and I mentioned it before. He's a writer. He's a creative director at Lucasfilm, and I've never seen him before. And I've been curious because I think what was going on is there have been personnel shifts, and I think Pablo was at least demoted. Okay, because that was his job. All right. So, and it's one of those things where you kind of wonder if he's just sticking around because he can't find another job, or doesn't have any other place to go. It's to that point, in my opinion. But if Kennedy is told, look, she gets a phone, does a VTC with the entire board of directors, and Susan Arnold's there, and Chapek, and they tell her, we want your resignation. All right. She's going to have to give it. All right. And it's really interesting to me that this hasn't happened yet. Rome is burning. The sewers are flooding. This is catastrophic failure of the most egregious kind, of the most scary kind, and she's nowhere to be seen. I know she's afraid of facing critics. Hi, Dave. I know she's afraid of the fans because she knows that we don't like her. I know she's afraid of people saying, why did you, criticizing her decisions. She probably suffers from anxiety. She probably suffers from a little bit of narcissism and can't deal with people calling her out. And that is what I'm seeing right now. That is exactly what I'm seeing right now, okay, with her. And it's just a little bit frustrating to see it happening and nothing happening to alleviate it, to fix it. Okay, again, I don't care how big Disney is. I don't. I never have. I care about Star Wars, and it's very easily fixed. I think it's probably because she wants to leave a legacy, and it's too late. It's too late. Somebody has to tell her that. I really honestly think that, maybe George could talk to her. Maybe, I don't even know if he would. Steven Spielberg, I don't think would waste 5 minutes doing that. But somebody she respects has to say, Kathy, it's over. You've got to quit. You got to go. This is not, you're killing the company, and you're killing yourself on this. There's no point of trying to save something that is not savable now. That would be very, she needs someone to have that heart-to-heart talk. But nobody will do that. They all protect her. That is not good for people. Look, Is it a good idea to let someone do a bad job and let them continue at it and protect them from the truth? No, it's not. Especially when their decisions can be catastrophic for whatever company they're working for. Okay? Truth. It is not a good idea. And I'm sorry, but my patience is now wearing thin. Now, I think there is going to be an announcement soon, or rather than later. You know, November. It's after it's the first quarter of it's the first new quarter. You know, February or March. But honestly, I don't think they can afford to keep her around till Indy 5 comes out. All right. I don't. And I really mean that. It's very, very, very. Time is of the essence. This is a thing that has to happen because the fandom is completely bashed apart. All right, and part of that is her fault because she allowed these people to go off on a very unprofessional tirade and attack the fans. Okay, and you know, part of it is fans taking the bait every time Lucasfilm does something. You're racists. I don't think she could anymore, Hard Work. I don't know what. There's no one there that she can hurt anymore. Alan Horn is going to Warner Brothers to be a consultant. Bob Iger's gone. You know, she doesn't have anything on Chapek. I mean, if she thought she did, he's like this. It's your blackmail. You know? There. She doesn't have anything on anybody there anymore. They're gone. Peter Rice is gone, which tells, look, I'm going to tell you something that you didn't think about, Hard Work. Do you think maybe if they had any blackmail on Bob Chapek, it would have come out after he fired Peter Rice? I do. And it didn't. Nothing did. All right. And so he said, looking at Chapek to say, hey, can you do something about her now? We need a hard date. We need to know when she's leaving. All right. And it's got to happen soon. That's not blackmail. Who cares about that? You're looking for reasons for them to keep her. All right. I was looking at several of the people defending the Obi-Wan Kenobi issue, and I would say a good half of them were fake accounts. All right. A lot of these accounts that go on the attack are fake, or they're run by people and who have several different accounts, and that's a fake account. That's a burner account. Okay, that's not real. Okay, and I don't care if someone has one of those, but you know, I know enough about the way Twitter works to know that it's not real. None of it is real. Compliments from people are not real unless you know them personally. They're not real. All right, it's the way Twitter is. It's the way Instagram is. All right. And look, it's the way they think they can sway public opinion. I don't know what it is. Hard Work. I don't know what it is. It might be an agreement for Indy 5 to be her last hurrah. Oh, hey, half of Twitter is fake. More than half of Twitter. Half of Instagram is fake. I mean, the people that were marching around screaming for me to be nicer about Alden Ehrenreich, half of them had one post and no followers, or like one follower, and they were private, which tells me it's a fake account or it's a burner account. Okay. So I'm like, you know? It's just very interesting to me what the politics are of keeping her around. And, you know, I wouldn't doubt that she went sobbing to them, begging to be kept around. Don't fire me. I tried so hard. Think about it. All right, think about it. Anyway, I've been on for 35 minutes. I'm gonna rock because I'm getting pelted with rocks and garbage by fake Instagrammers, and because I basically told them off about Aaron Reich. So I think, look, I I don't even know if Frank even cares. He's, he does a lot of documentaries and everything, but I don't know why, but she's got to go. I mean, he has to, if anybody could talk to her, it's him. And it's time for him to start to be honest with his wife. All right? It's not good for him. It's not good for a marriage if you letting your spouse suffer like that. All right, anyway, I gotta go. I'll see you guys around the galaxy. Behave, be safe. And something comes up, I'll be back.